worldwide on RadioOnFire.com and the Radio on Fire app.
Oh, glad to be here. Welcome back. Welcome back. Your man, Don McKay, of course. Don McKay in the morning on the all-new RadioOnFire.com. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. Here on the program, we deliver the biggest political and trending news stories of the day with interviews and original reporting from across the country. Emanating from our studios in Baltimore and Atlanta. Show is fun, show is upbeat, but I also want to expose what is really happening in this country and so much going on. Radio on Fire gives you the American story from Black voices. New episodes of the program drop daily, 8 a.m. But I don't want you to miss any of our live broadcasts. In addition to this program, we drop content throughout the day as well as our network of shows. RadioOnFire.com is where you go. Also, YouTube.com/DJ Diamond K. A lot of things to get into today on the program. Of course, our politics lead. Grand jury is convening to hear this criminal probe about the former president, Donald Trump. Now, I know that they're saying that this grand jury is convening and all of that. The Manhattan DA could pursue some racketeering charge against the Trump organization and all of that. I hear you. I get it. But I'm still not convinced that there are going to be any consequences for anything this former president of ours does. I'm just not convinced. I mean, I hear people saying that, and attorneys are suggesting that the district attorney, Cy Vance, might use New York's R.I.C.O stature to prosecute the enterprise and the corruption. The corruption that we know about. Trump's been doing this stuff since before he was president. Now, all of a sudden, they expect me to believe that this is going to happen. So sure, District Attorney, Manhattan's District Attorney, Cy Vance, could be considering a criminal charge that former President Trump was, the head, the business head, his business empire was corrupt under New York law. This resembles the federal racketeering statute that is known as RICO. So it's possible, but even if that happens, I just don't see them holding Donald Trump himself accountable. Yeah, maybe some people around him, but him, is he going to be held accountable? I'm going to say no. New York's enterprise corruption statute, it carries the potential for severe penalties. And it can be applied in money-making businesses alleged to have repeatedly engaged in some criminal activity as a way for them to make money. All of that stuff is something that I'm sure they're probably thinking about. I mean, what self-respecting state, white-collar prosecutor would not be considering the enterprise corruption charge? That's something that they had to be considering. A lot of times they actually call this Little RICO. And it can be invoked with proof of as few as 3 crimes involving a business or other enterprise and carry a prison term of up to 25 years, along with a mandatory minimum of 1 to 3 years in prison. I mean, they're saying this stuff. They're thinking about this stuff. They are bringing out a grand jury and all that stuff. and he's still not going to be held accountable. The last time that they were prosecuting him for stuff, I mean, Trump University, right? I mean, what happens? Nothing. I mean, a fine. He pays a fine, $25 million, I think is what it was. Yeah, he pays a fine, and then he just moves on to the next gag, moves on to the next scheme, moves on to the next scam. Right? That's what happens. There are plenty of organizations or businesses that could do a disservice to themselves and run afoul of enterprise corruption. If they're all done with the purpose of enhancing the revenue for this enterprise illegally, it's an umbrella everything else can fit under. Despite all of this, I don't see it happen. I don't see them holding him accountable. Despite the series of court battles over access to his tax returns, remember that? The Trump Organization records, this has been an elusive thing itself. No charges have been filed against the Trump Organization. They're just investigating them. So I don't want people to get too excited about this. The Trump Organization, Donald Trump, no charges filed against anybody. They're trying to get somebody to flip because they probably don't have that much stuff. They're just looking at stuff. So Vance's office has declined to really comment on whether prosecutors are thinking about charging under the enterprise corruption law. Attorneys for the Trump Organization are not speaking about it. Trump himself has denounced the ongoing probe as a political witch hunt. Of course, everything's a political witch hunt. And no surprise there that he says that. This is purely political and an affront to the almost 75 million voters who supported me in the presidential election. That's what he said. No surprise there. And it is being driven by highly partisan Democrat prosecutors. Trump said this in a statement earlier this week, following the reports that the special grand jury was hearing testimony about potential crimes involving the Trump Organization, dismissing those things. And allegedly, Vance's team has examined a wide range of Trump and Trump Organization activities, including whether Trump's aides knowingly submitted inflated real estate valuations to the lenders. They're trying to make the company seem that it was doing better than it was. And then when it comes to tax purposes, then he was devaluing things. So it seems like they didn't do that good. You or I do something like this, and this is going to be a crime. We're gonna be having major trouble. Donald Trump does it. This is just a Tuesday for Donald Trump. This is just a Tuesday. So everybody, like myself, is not convinced that trying to paint Trump's entire business empire as a criminal enterprise or bringing an umbrella charge would be a good idea. I mean, what's going to happen at the end of the day for them trying to put a former president in jail? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They're going to work out some deal, come up with something behind the scenes, and to show you how they view these things. The Biden administration, they're blocking some documents coming out just because, and you have to think that these things are being done because they want to protect the reputation of the government and don't want to make things look bad. So they're like, this is too bad. We cannot put this stuff out. Judge trying to bring some things out, and the Biden administration like, oh no, slow down. We can't have any of that. we can't have any of that. Just tune it in. Diamond K in the morning on the all new radioonfire.com. I am here daily, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Of course, you can check out episodes of the program on youtube.com/DJ Diamond K, anywhere that you get podcasts. You can do that. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, WRF Radio, of course, Radio on Fire. Anywhere you get your podcast, you can do that. So, racism and Trump's election lie. The big lie is what they're calling it. The majority of Republicans are living in some kind of a fantasy world that has been built around this big lie. And it is a lie. Some Republicans don't embrace it, but it is a lie. And Trump's lie is bigger than just the stolen election. The stolen election. It is deeply rooted in this desire to control, manipulate, reshape our elections and our election systems. I've talked about it often, this big lie that the GOP's the one and only truth. If the election doesn't go the way that you want it to go, then you just dispute it and you try to overturn it. Is that where this country is heading? Is this the lasting legacy of former President Trump? Liz Cheney, not going to make any excuses for her. Now, I politically disagree with her, but her downfall in the Republican Party shows that the Republicans are a threat to democracy, and it's getting worse. They're getting worse. Liz Cheney of Wyoming, the third-ranking Republican in the House, was officially removed from her leadership post a couple weeks ago. What is her crime? What is she guilty of? Voting to impeach Donald Trump, and then subsequently continuing to rebuke his big lie that the 2020 election was somehow stolen from him. In this, she's hardly alone. At the national and state level, Republicans who challenge Trump's big lie, whether we're talking about Senator Mitt Romney of Utah, all the way down to a member of the Michigan State Board of Canvassers, has been either formally punished or publicly rebuked, given the gas face, as they used to say back in the 90s, right? A little bit more than that. So this is the direction that Republicans are heading in. And this spells disaster for future elections. Disaster. Remaining in Republicans' good graces requires that elected officials either actively embrace lies about the 2020 election or at least refuse to comment on it. No comment. I want to make sure that Republicans and Democrats and independents hear me and hear me clearly. The Republicans are selling you some kind of a joke that, I mean, understand this. You lost the president race. You lost in the House. You lost in the Senate. I don't want to hear this. Well, we did better than what you thought. You still lost. You still lost. So Republicans are going to try to sell you some goods, some goods that they really did something in the election. Yes, the majority may be thin. It may be something that is not as wide as it has been at different points in times, but you still lost. You do not have the majority. Republicans are the minority. Democrats need to stop trying to make deals with them. You want to make a deal, Republicans, then come with some stuff. Otherwise, understand that you are in the minority. This is a mindset thing. And for all Joe Biden has been doing, what I wish that he would stop doing is trying to be so bipartisan. They want to be bipartisan, that's fine, but stop with the bending down and coming to the minority. The minority needs to come to you. The minority needs to come to you. If the shoe was on the other foot, I'm telling you, Republicans would not be, oh, we need to have something bipartisan so we can. No, they wouldn't. They didn't do it before when Trump was there. And they wouldn't do it. And if and when they get back in the majority, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at the Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire, of course, Diamond K in the morning. And as always, you can check us out anywhere you get your podcasts, or simply go to radioonfire.com. Subscribe to us on youtube.com/DJ Diamond K. I have a new song out called God Will Do It. Search that anywhere you get music. And that is from my upcoming album, which is called Bernice Avenue. That's going to be out June the 11th. Bernice Avenue. But the song is called God Will Do It. I want you to check that out, as I said, anywhere that you get your music. Just search Diamond K, search God Will Do It, and check that out. So we're going to do this. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with more of the show, get into some trending topics. As always, Diamond K in the morning on the all-new RadioOnFire.com.
Giving you more talk, more news, and more music. It's Radio on Fire.
And we're back, of course. The all-new RadioOnFire.com. Your man Diamond K in here. Diamond K in the morning. Earlier this week, a mass shooting took place. This time at the Valley Transportation Authority, the light rail yard in San Jose. Wednesday, to be exact, leaving multiple people injured, 10 people dead, including the shooter. Shooter was employed as a VTA rail technician, according to the Santa Clara County's Sheriff Office. So the attacker, identified as a 57-year-old Sam Cassidy. Law officials still no reason, no immediate word on the possible motive. We do know that he was angry with several people at his place of employment. The gunman killed himself following this massacre and set some type of a device, it appears, that burned his house down, exploded in his house. And of course, when you have incidents like this, they want to look through the social media, look through papers and things in the house of the person accused of the crimes. And in this instance, he destroyed his property, timing it to go off pretty much at the time that he did the massacre. So gunman killing himself, as I said, and left a tight-knit transit community in shock earlier this week. Worst Bay Area mass shooting since 1993. 9 people killed by this gunman. So Wednesday evening, the coroner's office identified the victims. The ages range from 29 to 63 years old. One of the men died late Wednesday at the hospital. And just a sad situation here. It has been reported that he had some type of bipolar and anger issues and several things going on. Three weapons he had, and just no words that can describe the heartache that the family is going through. 9 families feeling the same sense of loss. Entire community in mourning as well. It's just a sad situation. Multiple guns recovered from the scene. None of them were ghost guns. And as I said, a suspicious fire broke out that morning shortly before the mass shootings happened. And law enforcement, investigators, and vehicles lined the streets in front of his home through the afternoon. There were reports of gasoline and ammunition found throughout the house. Another workplace shooting. Definitely our thoughts and prayers, sending love and strength to the families of this horrible tragedy. Governor Gavin Newsom traveled to the VTA rail yard in San Jose earlier this week, just about 7 hours after this mass shooting was carried out. So horrible tragedy. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Dom and K Show, at Radio on Fire. And of course, if you miss any episodes of our programs, radioonfire.com is where you go. And here on the program, we deliver the biggest political and trending news stories of the day. And another story that I want to get into is I know many people feel different ways about Bill Cosby. So Bill Cosby, as we know, in prison and has been in prison for some time now. So Mr. Cosby is someone who has proclaimed his innocence, even among the things that he has been accused of. He proclaims his innocence. So his petition for parole has been denied. And it has been denied after he refuses sex offender therapy. And I said that he thinks that he's innocent. So it's almost like this sex offender's therapy would be admitting his guilt. So his petition to be released from a 10-year prison sentence for aggravated indecent assault was denied by the Pennsylvania Parole Board on Thursday. So the parole board cited the disgraced comedian's refusal to participate in this therapy program that they have for sex offenders. And they said that is the reason for their decision. So the parole board's decision was posted on Cosby's Instagram page, where his spokesman claimed that the decision was not a surprise to Cosby or his legal team. The news that the actor and comedian Bill Cosby's parole has been denied by the Pennsylvania State Parole Board is not a surprise to Mr. Cosby, his family, his friends, or his legal team, the statement read. It was brought to our attention by Mr. Cosby that over the past months, members of the Pennsylvania State Parole Board had met with him and emphatically stated if he did not participate in the sexual violent predator courses, that his parole would be denied. Cosby is 83 years old and was set to be eligible for parole on September 25th after completing the 3-year minimum of his sentence. In addition to completing the sexual violent predator therapy, Cosby must also maintain a clear conduct record and create a parole release plan. In a statement, Cosby also maintained his innocence, as I said, and remained hopeful that his conviction would be vacated or that he would receive a new trial. And he denies any and all allegations made against him, says that they're all false, without the sheer evidence of any proof. Today, Mr. Cosby continues to remain hopeful that they will warrant him a new trial. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court has not yet ruled on Bill Cosby's appeal since his court hearing back in December of 2020. So there you go. That is that's the latest on him. Is he going to do 10 years? He'd be 90 years old by the time he got out. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to play out. Definitely don't know how this is going to play out. Radio on Fire is Black Voices giving you the American story. New episodes of Diamond K in the Morning drop Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. But I don't want you to miss any of our live broadcasts. In addition to our morning show, we drop content throughout the day as news happens. So hit that notification bell so you get an alert whenever we go live. The program available anywhere you get your podcasts from. Get breaking news, adult conversations covering topics that are important to Black culture. Visit radioonfire.com for our original radio, podcast, and TV programs. We're going to do this and always giving you that. A lot of shows here, a lot of programs. We go live content throughout the day. And like I said, whatever you want, content, that's where it is. radioonfire.com. I'm able to deliver our news and our views on the program because of our listeners, sponsors, and of course, your donations. Diamond K in the Morning is powered by the people, and we need and love your support. Visit radioonfire.com/donate to make a one-time donation, or you can join the Radio on Fire VIP club. So do this. Take a quick break. Come back with more of the show. Got some Baltimore news, some Atlanta news to get into. It's Diamond K in the Morning on the all-new radioonfire.com.
Follow us on all social media at Radio on Fire.
I will be on the ones and twos for the Memorial Day mix. Your man Diamond K, of course, Diamond K in the Morning, all new radioonfire.com. Baltimore's indoor mask mandate remains in effect as officials expand the vaccine efforts. Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott says that it's not good enough that only 54% of the people in the city are vaccinated. If folks want us to run faster, then go get vaccinated. Push everyone they know to get vaccinated. We're not that far. 11% is not that far off. When the city reaches the goal of 65% vaccinated, the mayor says that the city will lift the indoor mask mandate. Scott also said that City of Baltimore is ramping up efforts to expand mobile vaccination clinics and to push younger people to get vaccinated. They're really pushing this. It's going to take the entire village of Baltimore, he says, to make sure that we get to that 65% goal and tackle this pandemic. Where are they getting this number from? They just arbitrarily, we need 65% here and other places. This leads to the confusion. There's no, people just come up with arbitrary numbers out the clear blue sky. So it continues. I don't have a problem with structure, but there is no structure here. I mean, across the country, everyone's doing their own thing. It's a free for all. just no type of nothing. Some people mad that he's pushing the vaccine. Others saying he's not pushing the vaccine enough. It is chaos as far as I'm concerned. Complete and utter chaos. And if you look at Atlanta and the state of Georgia, Governor Kemp is set to sign an order to stop mask mandates in public schools in Georgia. Will masks be required in schools this fall? Well, if you're child goes to school in Georgia, Governor Brian Kemp says that he's going to sign an executive order to stop those requirements from even happening. The debate over mask requirements in schools has been raging in almost every school district in Georgia. And this order that Brian Kemp is going to sign is going to prevent Georgia's public schools from implementing mask mandates when schools resume this fall. And I frequently said this about Georgia. Georgia never really shut down. Georgia and Florida was like, whatever. And that's why I'm talking about other places that we need 65% or this or that. It's just all arbitrary. Everything everybody's doing is arbitrary, just whatever, and the Governor Kemp weighed in earlier this week on one of his favorite spots to go, Fox News, saying that he intends to sign the order most likely on Friday. So today. And we're not going to have a mask mandate for our kids. Teachers have had the ability to get vaccinated, Kemp said. Certainly, it doesn't keep anyone from wearing a mask. If parents want their kids to wear a mask or teachers want to wear a mask, they can certainly do that. So his order is going to not make it mandatory. So there is that. It's not going to make it mandatory. Where do you stand with this? Do you want it to be mandatory? I think people can do what they want to do. I'm wearing a mask. Right? I'm wearing a mask. But of course, anybody can do what they want to do. And I think that at the end of the day, that's what it's going to come down to. Some folks are going to do it. Some folks are not. And that's fine. Also staying here in Georgia, DeKalb County Courthouse was evacuated over a possible explosive device yesterday. None was found, but the evacuation of this possible explosive device, the notification came around 11:30 a.m. yesterday. But as that story developed, nothing was found. So that is good news. That is good news. So no explosive found at the DeKalb County Courthouse after an hours-long investigation. So the courthouse was fully evacuated due to these reports. Courthouse was shut down for hours as around 60 law enforcement officers did a sweep of the judicial complex and some nearby buildings. The investigation concluded with no device being found. People inside the courthouse were evacuated to nearby restaurants. And that, as I said, DeKalb County, Georgia. Also in Georgia news, yesterday, one person was shot in the chest, one grazed by a bullet on the MARTA train. That's like the subway system in Georgia. And police are investigating the shooting that happened on the northbound train at the 5 Points station yesterday evening. Police said that one person was shot in the chest and was taken to the hospital, alert and conscious. Second person was grazed by a bullet on their arm. This happened around 6:30 p.m. And the police activity at 5 Points had been cleared, and the northbound trains were resuming service throughout the platform soon after this. No other details have been released. Investigation is going on. Well, I was on the MARTA a few days ago. Well, last weekend I was on the MARTA, and I was at 5. I went through 5. I mean, I was on the train for some time, so 5 Points is one of the stations. It is like it's a midway point. Wow, that is scary stuff. Diamond K in the morning on allnewradiofire.com. Of course, your man Diamond K in here. You want to support the program. You want to support Radio on Fire as we continue to bring you independent news coverage, as we continue to bring you trending topics, conversations, of course, the hottest music. Support us, radioonfire.com/donate. Do this, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with more of the show after this. So we are back. I'm checking the social media during the break, and always Twitter will have you laughing. Of course, I'm at the Diamond K Show on Twitter. So, small business update. What we do here is profile, highlight the businesses and the services of a small business. And today, on the Diamond K in the morning, the Woman's Boutique official hot mess is who we're spotlighting. So they're doing some amazing things over there. This is a woman's boutique, as I said, clothing for women. They have sexy stuff. They have, stuff that you could wear to work, stuff you can wear to play, stuff you can wear out. Definitely check them out on social media. Official hot mess. Hot mess. So it's official, spelled out OFFICIAL, and then Haute, spelled HAUTE, and then mess, MESS. Officialhotmess.com. Same way, official, and then HAUTE mess.com. Check them out. They have a brick and mortar location, as well as a very well put together website. So they have office hours, business hours. The store is open rather. Wednesday and Thursday, 12 to 6 p.m. Friday and Saturday, 12 to 7 p.m. Sunday, 12 to 5 p.m. So let's pull up their site right now while we are on here. As I said, this whole thing is put together very well. The High Class Mess. It's a clothing store, black-owned clothing store. Definitely want you to check them out. So we're going to the website. You can buy a lot of different clothes. You can join the mailing list. All officialhotmess.com. So definitely check them out and support this business. Address is 772 Washington Boulevard in Baltimore, 21230. As I said, store is closed Monday and Tuesday, open Wednesday through Saturday. And definitely, so that is our business spotlight for today. Official hot mess. Hopefully I'm saying that correct. But the website, official HAUTE mess.com. So you've been in a club or lounge, some type of bar, and someone's bought you a drink before. Ladies, all right? I guess it's happened to fellas too. So if someone buys you a drink, do you owe them something? I mean, do you owe them a dance? Do you owe them your number? Or is it just a thank you? That's the question of the day. So we put that out there on our social media, at the Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. Let me know. Question of the day: do you owe anybody anything if they buy you a drink? Do you owe them a dance? Right? You know how sometimes the guys they follow women around the club after you bought them that drink, and they just following around, trying to get a dance, trying to get their number. So let us know that in the comment section or on social media, hashtag Radio on Fire. Later on, I'm going to go to an interview that I did with R&B singer Chris Michael. He has a project out there, and we're going to talk to him, singer Chris Michael, right after this.
You are now streaming worldwide on RadioOnFire.com and the Radio on Fire app.
So let's get away inside that body,
Welcome back. Yours truly, Dami K in here. Dami K in the morning on the all-new radioonfire.com. And as always, we are playing hot music. I have special guests in the building getting ready to hop on with us. What's going on? Chris Michael, how's it going?
What up, man? What's popping, man? What's going on?
Hey, you the man, you the man. Tell people what we were just listening to.
We was listening to All Night Long featuring Brittany Anderson.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
It's probably going to be like the second single off the EP, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe, you know. So how do you make a decision like that?
Honestly, I just kind of like go with the vibe of the season.
Yeah.
So
you kind of just let nature decide.
Yeah, I let nature decide. Plus, you know, I DJ too, so I kind of see, you know, what everybody feeling when I get, you know what I'm saying, to the club or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. So for those that don't know you, please introduce yourself and who you are and what you do.
Yeah. What up, y'all? My name is Chris Michael, the godson of hip hop and R&B. I started out as a choreographer. I used to dance on MTV, and then I did a couple of videos with Junior Mafia and Queen Latifah. And fast forward, at about 18 years old, I moved to Baltimore, Maryland, and I met Little Mo. And then I ended up choreographing for her. And from then on, I always knew I wanted to do something on stage besides dance and be a choreographer. And I always could write. So I ended up getting into writing with one of my peoples and didn't even realize I could sing. So he took me under his wing, and that's how Chris Michael was born.
Yeah. So I guess let's go back to the beginning. So where did you grow up?
Oh, I grew up in New York, in the Bronx.
Mm-hmm. And so as far as your earliest musical memories, what are your earliest musical memories?
My mom playing a lot of Patti LaBelle on Sundays, a lot of gospel music growing up. But my earliest like real memory was my brother. I don't know, I might have been 5 or something, and he was playing Nas. So I think that was kind of like my real introductory into to like hip hop, into music.
Yeah, so those are I guess it's vast, but like you say, it's hip hop and R&B. So that's why your influences both is like hip hop and R&B. It's not like no, I get that. What as far as a performer, were you a performer as a child?
I guess I was always dancing around or whatever. I had my little sister or my cousins dancing with me or whatever, and I was always teaching. So that was something like that was a God-given talent. So I just knew how to do it without even having to, you know, take classes or anything. So I guess I was a natural born performer for real.
Yeah. So so you come to Baltimore. What brought you to Baltimore from NY?
I actually was in Atlanta. Things didn't work out there as far dance wise, and when I moved here, this girl, she was actually braiding my hair one day and was like, "Yo, my friend Donovan is looking for dancers for Little Mo," and I was like, "Word." So I went. Me and him linked up or whatever. He was like, "Yeah, bro, he was like, "You it." So I ended up working with him, and then I think a tour later, I ended up being her choreographer. And then that lasted for like 10 years straight.
Yeah. I met you around that time when you were doing choreography for Mo. And so the transition. So I guess coming here and not growing up here in Baltimore can be tough. How was the transition? Like, you know, you being from out of town, like did people embrace you, or was it tough?
I think being from New York, everybody out here love my accent. So as soon as I started talking, people was like, "Yo, you from New York?" And so nobody, I got love as soon as I got out here. So it was
That's
never
good.
nothing like that.
That's good. That's good. And so, how did people react to you making that transition from the dance aspect to being an artist?
That was kind of hard. Nobody didn't really take me serious for real. Because everybody know me for dance. That's all I would do. I would live, breathe, and eat dance or whatever. So when people was like, he not really serious about this singing thing. But I kept going because it was something else that was in my heart besides dance. So
Yeah. So the road was rough, I guess you could say.
yeah,
But what one thing that you really have that a lot of people don't have is that performance aspect, because you have that, and you're a person that people go to for that. You know what I mean? It's like you don't really have to. You can collab, I assume, with other people, but your stage show's got to be crazy because
yeah,
you already have that entertainment aspect within.
yeah. But I kind of like pride myself on those type of things. Back in the early 2000s, I was someone that really, like, I used to run home from junior high school and try to get that Missy Elliott video or that Busta Rhymes
Mm,
video or whatever. I grew up with Faith Evans and Carl Thomas. I'm from the Bad Boy era. You
yeah,
know what I mean? So that's kind of like who I am right now. I'm like, when I say I'm the godson of hip hop and R&B, literally that's who I am.
yeah. Um, so as far as the name, what made you adopt that name?
Everybody else, honestly, I didn't want. I wasn't nobody's son. I didn't have a father growing up, so I didn't look at. You know what I'm saying? I didn't look at none of the OGs like, man, that like got a father's a music or whatever. I was just like, you know what? Let me just pull myself back, and I'm not gonna do what everybody else do. I'm not the king of R&B and all that nonsense or whatever. I niched out my own lane for me. There's
Mhm.
nobody else, you know what I'm saying, like me. There's nobody else like the godson of hip hop and R&B, bro.
Yeah. So when you went into the studio to work on volume one,
Yeah.
what was that experience like? What was the motivation behind the songs and the compositions?
So when I actually went into the studio to go record it,
Mhm.
um, I re- I had kind of was going through a heartbreak situation, so all the music kind of was geared towards that aspect. And then I had ended up doing a Nicki Minaj challenge, and everybody was like, because my family always like, yo, you never do nothing about with your roots or whatever, because my half my family is from the Dominican Republic and my other half of family is from Jamaica. So I was like, all right, let me just do something. And so I purposely went and set out to do All Night Long. And then when I did that, I was just like, all right, I need to do like another feel good joint. And then the whole EP took a whole turn. So there's really like no love hurt songs on there. Maybe like one or two, but all the love hurt songs that's going to be on another album. So what intended to be didn't end up being. That's what ended up happening.
Yeah, and so when you write, do you have to come from a point of personal experience?
Most of the time, I believe for me, when I come from a personal place, it speaks to other people and they can feel it, like it gets personal for them, like I'm having a conversation with that person even though they don't know me. Like that's how I felt like when I used to listen to Faith Evans. Like it used to be like a conversation that she was having with me, and I'm just like, damn, chick, she talking to me right now. So that's kind of like how I want to put that right back in the atmosphere.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I feel you on that. Just tuning in, Don McKay in the morning. I have the godson of hip hop and R&B, R&B and hip hop,
Deserve,
whatever you want to say. Chris
deserve.
Michael in the building. So the pandemic, how has the pandemic affected your musical journey, or has it?
Honestly, it let me get into the studio and create a little bit more. I was always creating, but I was working a lot, and there was a lot of things around me that was preventing me from just staying focused. So when the pandemic hit, I was able to just literally stay focused and be in the studio and do what I needed to do.
Yeah.
Like I took advantage of the pandemic. I ain't let the pandemic take advantage of me.
That's good. And a lot of people, haven't had that philosophy, and but then a lot of people don't have the quality of music that you have either.
Yeah, well, I mean, one day you gotta wake up and be like, enough is enough. Like you gonna get bored with some people, you're gonna get bored with sitting in the house and doing the same old thing every day. So that wasn't me. Well, it ain't never been me. It ain't never been me. So I don't sit still.
Have you been doing performances yet again?
That's the only thing that I haven't been doing. But Just Hilarious father, his name, I call him Uncle Kev. He be doing these karaoke open mic joints at Olive Branch in Baltimore. So I be going up there and doing my little performances. He let me wild out a little something.
That is good. So project is out now. People can stream that everywhere.
Yeah.
So I want to do this. I want to throw a couple of names at you, and you just give me the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay.
Oh God. All right.
All right. Joe Biden.
The man.
Okay. Michael Jackson.
Icon.
Beyonce.
Vocal technician.
Drake.
I don't. Yeah, come back to that.
Answer. Is an answer. Okay.
Yeah, come back to that one.
Jay-Z.
One of the kings of rap.
Chris Brown.
R&B pop star.
Lil Mo.
Trendsetter.
Mary J. Blige.
Oof. The queen.
Yeah. What I agree with, except for your stuttering on Drake. I mean, I agree with everything that you said.
I'm still trying to I don't know.
Is it his versatility that's getting you?
Yeah, okay, versatile. There you go.
Yeah, because he's right. Musically, he's all over the place.
Yeah.
But do you watch the versus competitions?
Yeah, I watched a couple of them.
What do you think? Like, did you see Brandy and Monica?
Yeah.
So, like, what do you think about them? I mean, they came up because of the pandemic. Do you think that they're good? Do you think they're bad? Like, what are your thoughts on versus?
I think versus is freaking amazing. The only thing that I really don't like is that these artists are old as hell and they sitting on these platforms acting stupid. Like, it don't make no sense. Like, we're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I paid my money a lot of times for most of these artists, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not paying to see them go back and forth. I'm paying to see them perform, not have no daggone attitude. So I could give props to an artist all day because of their talent, but don't, you know what I'm saying? As soon as I see something that's weird, I'm gonna call them out on it, because I don't do no nothing like that. I've always been with Mo, anybody that I've toured with or did anything with, if somebody asks me for an autograph or stop and want to talk to me, I do it. No matter what the case is, unless it's a dire emergency that I gotta hurry up and leave. But I just stay. That's what you do as an artist. That's what you do as a human being when people, you know what I'm saying, they take to you or they buying your product.
Yeah. Not, don't get Hollywood and all that, or take for granted the people's, admiration.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So aside from Chris Michael, who do you listen to?
Oh man, I really don't even listen to the radio no more. I listen to the this new chick. I think her name is Anaya Loomis or something like that. She's dope. My niece, she's out. Her name is Kaya Alexis. She's dope. Um, oh man. I listen to because I DJ, so I listen to the Cardi B's and Amigos and things like that.
But you like to get outside the box as well, and
Yeah,
it seems
yeah.
like, yeah. How did the DJing start?
Oh man, I was a kid when the DJing start. My father had owned a Jamaican restaurant when I was younger, and so I had they had turntables in there. So I guess I just started messing around on those, and it was just something that I always did. And I guess from there and doing talent shows, I used to mix our music and everything. So I always did it. So I've been doing that since I was a kid. That was easy for me. Music was in my blood, period.
Which or I guess, do you have a favorite? Is dancing or DJing or being an entertainer? Like, do they rank or they all equal?
Uh, that's a hard question because when I get behind a turn, no, that's not a hard question because sometimes I get behind the turntables and people can make you feel like you don't even want to be at the, you know what I'm saying? So,
Definitely.
there's times when I get there, get to a party, and bro, like it's like people just want to hear what you playing. They don't want to hear the same old mess, you know what I'm saying, that they hear on the radio, and they having a good time. And then by the end of the night, I'm back there sweating and dancing, and everybody's around like, yo, like the DJ, we need him again. So, you know what I'm saying? When I get those feelings, it's just like, yo, this is the best feeling in the world.
Definitely.
But then, you know what I'm saying, when I get on the stage, I think singing is probably like the best feeling that I get. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's probably the one.
Yeah. Do you still get stage fright?
I honestly, since the pandemic, I didn't perform for a whole year. So the first couple of times that I went out to the open mic, I was nervous, but I've gotten out of it.
Yeah. It's I always am interested to how people like handle stage fright or whatever. Some people don't even admit that they have stage fright. I think everybody gets stage fright. It's
Oh
just
yeah,
in how you handle it, and because you don't know all the time how the crowd is going to receive you,
yeah, yeah,
and so it's always that. But I like how you say you push through it and you get through it. So it's
yeah.
just one of them things.
And once I get like the first couple of notes out, I'm kind of like fine. Even whether people are paying attention or not, I'm good.
How active are you on social media?
I'm pretty active, pretty active.
Yeah. Do you like this digital age, or do you miss yesterday with CDs and all that kind of stuff?
Uh, I kind of miss the CDs. I kind of miss
Okay.
the CDs because I actually wanted to be one of them artists. Like I miss that, yo, like signing and just being personal. You know what I mean? Like I used to go to the record signings or whatever, and they used to sign the CDs or whatever. So I got a couple of my joints. So it's just like, man, I wish I was able to do that. But it's cool. I get to just interact with the people online or when I see them out.
Yeah. It's all good. It's like you said, it's one of them things. Those in stores and that kind of stuff. It used to be crazy,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
yeah, that's a good feeling. But I mean, on the flip side, on a digital landscape, you can get fans that you wouldn't have necessarily been able to get
yeah, yeah,
before because of the reach
yeah.
of social media. So as far as social media, how can people stay in touch with you and follow what you got going on?
And y'all can follow me anywhere. Or Chris Michael Sings, ChrisMichael Sings, or Chris Michael the photographer. I do photography with my team, 1924. So I'm doing a lot, bro.
Yeah, that's what you call an empire. You got it going on. What about producers that want to send you music or collaborate with you? Is that something that you open to?
Definitely, they could definitely hit me up, and they can either DM me or Chris Michael Sings on any of those things, or hit me up at Chris Michael Sings 2016 at gmail.com.
Yeah, I mean, you have a good project out there. I definitely encourage people
Appreciate it.
to stream that, and I like your sound and your energy and all that. I really appreciate you chopping it up with me. Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Yeah, bro. When we gonna do something? Because it's been
Hey,
years in the making.
yeah, absolutely. Uh, all right, so you already said it, so we just need to
Let's.
make it happen. Definitely,
All
I'm
right,
with it.
all right, bro.
Absolutely. Again, Chris Michael joining us, Diamond K in the morning. Thanks a lot, bro.
Yes, sir.
And of course, your man Diamond K. That was Chris Michael. And as I said, Volume 1 is available now. People need to check that out. He's got a lot of heat on there. You know, something for everybody. Now we're gonna do this. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll come back and close the show out. And the song of the day is "Entanglement." Chris Michael, just so y'all know. All right, we'll be back with more of the show after this.
Thank you for listening to Radio on Fire. You are now streaming worldwide on RadioOnFire.com and Radio on Fire app.